At his post-game press conference after Game 1, Nick Nurse had this to say about his team.
I didn't really like our lack of three-point shooting, but our lack of three-point attempts. I thought, once we got cold a little bit, I thought we were turning some down. And we just can't do that. We just got to keep playing every possession like a new one, not worrying about what happened in some of the older ones.
So was the solution that simple? Just take more three. If Boston's going to give you good looks, take them. Well, the Sixers made 19 threes in Tuesday night's game against the Celtics. Maybe it was that simple because they got some good looks. Here are 3 ways that they got those looks.
So the first way in which this is playing out is the Sixers are going to see a heavy dose of drop coverage from the Celtics. And because of that, the point guard or whoever's coming off of that ball screen has to have the willingness and the ability to be able to make this three off the bounce right here. Now, Tyrese Maxey made a few of them in this game, but just simply the ability to keep defense honest. Like, these are good looks. I mean, Nick Nurse wants them taking these types of looks. A little bit of a ram look right here so that you can arrive alone on this ball screen in the middle of the court. Ends up being in drop coverage right here. So if you force Derek White to get over the top right there, you can step into a three. And like, that is a good in rhythm three for Tyrese Maxey that he should be taking and should be making. And again, this isn't something that you want all of your players doing, but like your superstars, Tyrese Maxey, if the defender's going to go under, you've got to be able to be willing to shoot that ball. Like, that is a good in rhythm look. He's not rushed. He's got his feet underneath him. He's got a dribble in rhythm. Like, you want your guys taking those threes. And I know that Nick Nurse was very happy that Maxey was taking and making these. So going under, again, a heavy dose of drop coverage. Got to be willing to take and make these right here. And then a key part of the game right here, 5 minutes to go, Sixers up 5. Again, Maxey off the dribble, early drag, double away spacing right here. So you know that you're going to have quite a bit of space to get downhill if you want to, but the Celtics are in drop coverage. Typically drop coverage, you want to, force them to have to take some sort of mid-range game. But the way that the Celtics have been pressuring up top right here, Maxey should absolutely be trying to continue to make these off the bounce. Get nice and tight off of that screen right here. Nice and tight, not stretch it out too much where Derek White can stunt at you right here, but nice and tight, in rhythm. That is a good three for Tyrese Maxey. That could be a huge difference maker. I mean, that's 3 just in one game alone. As this game goes along, is the Celtics going to keep playing drop coverage against Tyrese Maxey? Another way that they generated threes in this past game that I liked a lot was post touches for Paul George. Some of that can come off of just basic Barclays where, they're trying to get something going for him, a little bit of, get a switch for Peyton Pritchard on you. Paul George looks a little bit annoyed at something like this, like, hey, come on. But, he's like, all right, I got Peyton Pritchard on me. Let me go ahead. I got a ton of space right here. 4 guys opposite. Let me go ahead and get a paint touch right here because, the Celtics have all eyes on him. They got to help Peyton Pritchard out. Help's going to come somewhere. And when help comes, you trust Paul George to be able to kick that ball out and continue to make threes for their team. One game that teams love to play is this hunt the mismatch. And for the Sixers, the mismatch is obvious. It's Pritchard on Paul George. This could be crucial as the series continues to go along. Can we continue to get Paul George these post touches when Peyton Pritchard is on him? Here he is again in the 4th. Just be nice and patient, space around. Somebody's going to stunt. Eyes are all over here. When somebody looks to come and potentially help right here, boom, you kick it out. VJ Edgecombe, you got to trust your guys to be able to continue to make those shots right here. That's a great job kicking out and playing that 3-point game. But I think the biggest thing that Nick Nurse was trying to harp on this game had to do with the heavy nail help that the Celtics are playing. And it's like, hey, if they're going to make the decision on defense to play very heavy nail help, here's an early drag right here, play very heavy help right here, we've got to be willing to get close on the screen, get right off our guy's butt right here, and then be willing to kick it out and shoot some of these threes right here above the break. Some coaches say, I don't love those threes, but in a game where 1, you're the underdog, pretty heavily so. Boston's just a better team than you. 2, you're on the road. It's 1-0. You don't want to make it 2-0 or anything like that. You have got to continue to find ways to change the variance game. And that means to have the willingness to take and make some of these threes. You pair this with a little bit of an exit action on this backside right here. It means that nobody can really come up and stunt help on something like this. So it puts Pritchard in a really tough position. They're hunting Pritchard on off-ball actions and in the post right here. Here they are again, over helping off ball. Look at this. Help. I mean, dropped coverage, I get that, but help right here. Very heavy help. If you can get this and snake this inside right here, do something and get into the paint. Defense might be playing too far off. You got to be willing to kick it out to some of these shooters right here. And everybody has to have that willingness to have your eyes up right here. It's a great draw by Andre Drummond. You know, drop coverage, not much of a threat right here. Trying to play a two-man game where you're fighting over the top. Shireman has his eyes right there. I mean, great vision. I think in the past, in game 1, Edgecombe doesn't take this three. He maybe tries to attack off the bounce on a gap right here. But Nick Nurse is like, guys, please shoot these threes. Shoot these threes. They're over-helping. And not only that, even your ability to want to shoot those threes can get some of that gap help off of you. I mean, man, this is as good a look as any to really show what I'm talking about right here. Little get action off of the sideline out of bounds to go right away into a pin down over here. Off ball. Okay, so we got a curl. And then right away, look at what Sam Hauser does right when that ball gets delivered. Like, he is jumping into the gap, so you got to be able to relocate VJ Edgecombe and knock down that three. I mean, this is just phenomenal stuff by VJ right here. And then just a really good job by Maxey, too, recognizing that as soon as I get that ball, they are collapsing. They are collapsing, being patient, playing off of two. That is a great job. And so not only is help going to continue to come from the nail for the Celtics, but help in a lot of ways is going to come from that strong side corner still. Hauser continues to way over help on this. They're going to get into this from a little bit of a weave action, middle pick and roll, drop coverage, attack the single side right here. And so, you know, our read is simple. If we could continue to get downhill, the Celtics are going to try to potentially choke this off right here. There's really no need for Hauser to step up right here when you got Edgecombe in the corner. But this is a great job of just kicking it out to that corner right there when Hauser steps up, strong side corner. Some coaches say never help strong side corner. The Celtics over help, if anything, on the strong side corner. So a willingness to continue to shoot that three has been pretty big. One of the big questions too, you know, everybody loves to go to those isolation moments in some of these big games, specifically in the playoffs. Trust your guys in these moments right here where Maxey has guys on an island. Do I help? Do I plug gaps? Or do I trust guys to stay in front? Potentially. Derek White, Do I trust guys to stay in front so that he can't get all the way to the rim and then maybe get a help, you know, from a low man? If I help too high, what potentially could happen? Well, you kick it out, you get a Kelly Oubre three above the break, and that's a good shot late in the clock. That's something I need to see game 3 for in the Maxey isolation moments. What do the Celtics do? Do they keep guys on an island? Do they continue to help? I mean, that's going to be something big to watch.
I mean, Nick Nurse said it best at the end of game 2. We just got to be willing to take more threes that are open to us that the defense is giving them. They did a good job of that in game 2. I'm curious to see if they can do it in game 3. Continue to make this game a series now that it's heading back to Philly.